And now I'd like to welcome Alena Kikhay with a very interesting and challenging topic, teaching online groups. She'll share some practical management techniques with us. Alena, could you please switch on the video and share your screen?
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Mhm. I'm a little bit worried because I have a lot to say, and maybe I won't have enough time to do it, and I'm a little bit confused as it's my first international conference. So thank you, Marina, for inviting me here to your conference. But thank you, Zoom, that it has just a nice function, touch up my appearance, and any Cinderella may look like Angelina Jolie. So that's why I think everything's okay. So at first, I would like you to type or just to press plus buttons. Do you see me well? Do you hear me well? So all, okay. See, pluses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Well, I share my screen. Well, and now I would like you to tell me, do you see my screen or not? And I'll open chat to see your pluses or maybe minuses. Okay, well, nice. Well, you know that learning online and teaching online is a trend now, yeah. But to be and to teach online like a pro, you need not only to have individual students as offline, like offline, you also have groups, yeah. So, and sometimes it's a question for teachers: is it available? Is it possible to teach groups online? So, and I'll share some practical management techniques with you how to do it. Well, but at first, a little bit about me. So, uh, what and why can I tell you anything about something about online teaching? I'm a private teacher. That's why I do not work at school. I have only private students. I'm a self-employed tutor. That's why I can choose what students I want to see and teach and which of them not. I am online tutor for 5 years already for individual students and groups. And what about age? I have students, they're not groups, they're pairs of 8-year-olds and upper intermediate groups. And individuals too. I'm also a certificated teacher of profi.ru and a founder of VK community Give and Get, помощь онлайн-учителям английского, where I try to help teachers to start their teaching online. I also run some webinars, workshops, and courses for teachers. Just asleep for teachers, yeah, sorry, who can start teaching online, who want to start teaching online. And I'm the author of the online course, The Masters of Creating Digital Books, like an alternative to active teachers. Okay, well, so to my mind, yeah, running a group of students includes following steps: forming a group, organizing a group, and managing a classroom. So all these interactive patterns like whole class activities, individuals, pair work, and group work. So maybe some of you would think that only the last step is the most important. Sorry, but no. The most important things are forming a group and organizing a group. It's about how to set up a good atmosphere and how to run effective lessons. And only then it's about classroom management. Well, and as I'm a technician more than a methodologist, so I am speaking about different tools, different online tools that can help us to teach online, groups especially. So they are Zoom, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Drawings, Miro, the whiteboard, Padlet, the whiteboard too, Quizlet for learning new words, word wall, learning apps, and quizzes. They are the tools like tests, some online games and exercises there. So, and through all of my presentation, and we have 43 pages there, you'll see that I use these very tools. I do not mean that I use only these tools and that I use them just each lesson, but they are the most important, just from my point of view. Well, and please, maybe you'll write in the chat which of these tools you do not know at all. And I'll see what should I say. Miro, you don't know. So to say about it a little bit more, see. And all the others you know. Padlet. Okay, I'll just follow the chat. But the first thing, before we are forming a group and organizing a group, the first question is where can we find our first online students? But as I have only 30 minutes for all my presentation, I have only the link to it. In my VK community, we have the video just for 30 minutes. So after our conference, you'll have this presentation and you'll watch. By the way, so if we look here, it's an interactive PDF, and here we have all the bookmarks. You may just click on any of them and see and read what you want. Oh, where is it? And if you see this icon, it means that it's a video, it's a link, a web link, and you may go and watch something that I won't be able to mention now. Okay, so we, imagine that we have our potential online students. So what to do with them? The first thing that we need to know what level are they at, and about learning styles. It's very important. It's one of the significant steps. The first thing that we don't write placement tests just in the lesson, because it's boring, and all your students may think that online classes are just writing something in their papers or in some Google Doc and so on. No. So you send this placement test to some place that is familiar to them. If you communicate with them in Viber, so you send this placement test via Viber. If you communicate with them on VK, so you send this placement test via VK, and they do it, then they send them back and you check. For example, you had 10 potential students. After this test, you see that only 6 of them have a pre-intermediate level, and this level is the level that you need. Then you should run your first lesson. Here it's also very important, and I know that some teachers make a mistake. They have individual lessons with the students, their first lessons, and then they combine them and they have a group lesson. The second lesson is a group lesson. No, I also think it's a mistake. You should run your first lesson with all your potential students, so it should be a group lesson, just the very first lesson, because here you see and you try to recognize not their level of knowledge, I mean English, but their learning styles, learning types. So you should see how many fast finishers do you have, how many slow learners you have. Can they communicate with them, with each other in a proper way or not? So after this step, you have only, for example, 4 students. So by the way, I forgot. In this very first lesson, you should use not more than 1 or 2 online tools. Again, what for? What is the purpose of doing this? Some students are afraid that they can't learn, they can't study online because it's too difficult. All this computer, keyboards, mouses, a lot of folders, a lot of tabs, they don't know how to use it. So just 1 or 2 online tools, it will be enough. It will be enough, and they will say, wow, online learning online is so great, but only 1 or 2 online tools. Maybe some tests and quizzes, maybe some exercise on a whiteboard, maybe just sharing your screen and PowerPoint presentation, it's also okay. And it's also just a key point to collect feedback from your students if they're adults, and from their parents if they are children after the first lesson, because sometimes you have a group, you teach them maybe for a month, and after a month one of the parents says, so sorry, but my daughter has to leave your group. I can ask her why. Because my daughter Anne doesn't like this Ivan, for example, but she didn't say about it, and she doesn't know how to open her tabs and to follow you. It's very difficult for her, but she was afraid to tell you in your very first lesson, or maybe some other situations, but they will be similar. So it's also important to collect the feedback. And you should prepare a short and clear video tutorial about main tools. It's just it's easy to do, yeah, and you maybe think that it's just a banal thing, but sometimes teachers forget about it. A short and clear video tutorial how to install Zoom, a short and clear video tutorial how to sign up in Miro, yeah, just some short tutorials, and they will be confident. They will feel confident about your lessons, and they will see that you take care of them, yeah, that you want them to learn and to feel comfortable. It's also important. Oh, I just I don't look at the chat. So thank you, your community. I had a chance to study all of these tools. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Great idea with a presentation. You mean that it's interactive? Yeah, because we just pressed for time here. Yeah. Um, so the next step, organizing a group. So I know that some of teachers use Zoom. So by the way, please give me pluses who use Zoom in their work, in their online work, and who does not use. So just pluses or minuses, just to see. So oh, everyone knows Zoom. Okay, great. Um, but unfortunately, I know that some teachers using Zoom do it maybe not in a proper way, but they just send links. So each time before the lesson, maybe in 5 or 10 minutes before the lesson, they send the links to students. So you imagine that you have one student. It's okay that you send him a link, him or her a link to on a vacay, yeah, or somewhere else, and you just meet have a meeting. And if you have 4 or 5 or 6 students, so it's a group, you should do it each time before the lesson 5 or 6 times. It's not convenient, yeah? I think no. It's just the first thing, one side. And from the other hand, if you don't have your group channels, you don't have a lot of opportunities. So if you have the group channels, you have more opportunities and some more advantages in and using Zoom. So when you are here, so this is the main page of Zoom. The main page is with home, yes, and the next tab is contacts. So you have your students in this list of your students, and we have this button plus. So you press it, and here we have just a new tab, channel name. Yeah, you name your channel, you invite members from your list of contacts, and you have a chat for all your students. So you just click only one button, yes, start video conference, and you make a call to all your 6 students simultaneously. Yeah, they just get this call. It's convenient, especially if you have a lot of students. If we speak about groups, and we're speaking about groups today, yeah. What do we have here? We have just a space to type something. We also can, so you see here the word file. You may drag and drop different files here. I mean, audio, video, web links, pictures, and so on and so on. So everything you can do there. And you also have this, no, what is it? Oh, you also have this, it's like an eye information. It's logical. It's just your bookshelf with all the papers and all extra papers and extra materials that you used in your classes. So you can see that here all images. There's a shelf for all your images, a shelf for your files, and you may open and find anything that we want. For example, now it's June, and in May I send a picture with present simple rule, and we can't find it. By the way, if you don't have a group channel, you won't have saved files. And if you have this group channel, you will have. So and here I may just scroll down and find this this picture easily. It's very convenient. Yeah? Well, so what about the time? Have some. Also, it's also important to create a folder in Google Drive for the group. So I'll show. Here is my Google Drive. I have a lot of files there and some folders. So here you see Classroom. What is it? What this folder is for? For videos. So you know that I can record my lessons just not using any extra application to do it. Just Zoom can record my lessons. I do it when somebody is absent. He hasn't attended my lessons, but I don't return money to him. He just gets a link to this Google Drive, and he can watch like a film, like a video, our lesson, and do all the assignments that we did, and also do his homework. For example, I have the group status of 8 years old, and here we have all the videos for them. Also, I have, for example, a music one, so press here, and all the videos from our lessons here. So if you have your individual students, sometimes you may cancel lessons, yeah, or maybe have a lesson another day. So if it is a group, it is not, again, convenient. It's just of the main words today. To cancel the lesson. That's why all the group has a class, and I just give the link to the students that was absent there. Don't worry, I'll tell you when time to finish. Okay, thank you, but I have two interesting things, and I need time to do them. Okay, so also besides beside creating the folder for classroom, so I need my presentation. Okay. Also, I make copies for each of my students. I mean, we have course books, we have workbooks, and I upload only, not here, not here, okay, well, so course books, I upload only one copy, and then I make copies of each course book and of each workbook like this. So right click and make a copy, and then I rename them. And as I have, for example, students, and we work with Prepare students book, each of them has his copy. Sergey has a copy and Dima has a copy. It's not a group, it's a pair. And we open our books in Kami. How big should the line group be in your opinion? So I just answered your questions just in the end of my presentation, but now I can say that I think six is enough. It's not too much. Yes, it's not just too few people to communicate and to have different interactive patterns in the lesson. Just six. Well, so what can we do there? We can underline something, we can type something, we can circle, we can insert pictures. I use pictures as grades. So here you see excellent. And for Dima, what about Sergey? Good job, because he had one mistake. Yeah. So the main idea of all Google Apps and Kami, also Kami, that no matter where you are located, yeah, you can work together as if you are in the same room. Yeah, I see what my student is writing, and my student sees what I'm writing to him. I think it's just some kind of online miracle. Well, then it's about Kami, yeah. Sometimes, not sometimes, usually we have to write something, some essays, maybe retellings or something like this. In this case, I also use Google Drive, and now they are Google, what are they? They are Google Docs. So let's find them. So Docs. Also, one folder for one group, for example, for uppers, for upper intermediate students, write in. And each of my students has a link, his personal link. For example, Kate can write only in her paper, her digital paper. Susha can write only in her digital paper. And I can see only their writing, and they can see only their writing and my writing. So they do not disturb each other. So here we may just see what's here. Just an essay, the letter. So just as a copybook, yeah, as a paper copybook, but it's a digital copybook. Well, next thing. So not here. Then about classroom management. Yeah, as I have told you, we have what activities do we have? What interactive patterns? I mean, whole class, individuals, pair work, and group work. So, what about the whole class? I think it's easy, as it's not so difficult, and you can imagine how to do it. We usually use um, working together, the whole class activities for explanation of new material or for collecting feedback. And it's better to share your screen for these purposes. So I just share my screen and just show something or tell them something. Also, I can use a virtual background, yeah, just to explain something. Here we're at the zoo, and here we're in London, and so on, and so on. And just I'm showing. What about individual work? Yeah, each student is working with their digital books, and you may follow the process. It's in Kami. So again, you see the same tools. Each time, each page, the same rules, the same tools. Listening. You share your computer sounds. You may do just without sharing your desktop. Without video, only audio. Some assignments um, are being done on the whiteboard, so Miro, and you may follow the process again. And for example, doing an interactive test, for example, quizzes. And let's do it just now because you know that it's better to see once than to hear. Okay, so by the way, you also have a video. You see this icon, yes, with video. It's a link. You may go and watch the whole version. What I need now, okay, I have a short quiz with 6 questions for you. It's for my course for beginners for teachers who want to start teaching online, but they had maybe 15 questions. Here's are only 6 questions. We'll do just now. So chat, yeah. Um, well, so I need some volunteers, maybe 5 or 6. You'll see how it works. How to collect the feedback. What I mean, so if you have one student, you may check. You may check the test. Yeah, it's not difficult. But if you have 6 students and the test has 20 questions, so 20 multiple 6, it's some some enormous number. So we need some auto checking, and quizzes can help us. So just let's do it. Live game. Maybe I need to make the sound softer. Okay, so I'll give you the link. Copy and the chat. So please follow the link, and you will have just one window there. You should enter game code, and game code is also there. And all the others, just look at my screen and you'll see what will happen. So the link is there. Irina, can you see the link now? join.quizzes.com. No? Okay. I see. It was sent privately. Don't know why. Sorry. So everyone. Sorry. Didn't know. Okay, for everyone now. Do you have the link now? And the code again. The code. Copy. Just follow the link and enter this game code. Maybe 6 or 7 students, just like an online group. And all the others, just look at my screen and we'll see. Well, come on. The questions are not difficult. It's about listening online. Where is the sound? By the way, can you hear sounds of my computer? I should share. Okay. Can share computer sound. I should stop share. Stop share. Then again share. Computer sound. Share computer sound again. Share. And now you can hear my sounds. You should. Okay. So you see, yeah, that I see the students. So Katerina, 1, Svetlana, Anna, and Ira here. Okay, so I say start, and we will follow the process of doing a test. Svetlana, great. So, so you see that some students are ready. I'll enter the game. Yes, because we don't have enough time. So, and you may use this tool just in your class, and all the students will see on your screen. And it's also maybe a homework. So, what can we see here? Overview. Yeah. So just how many percent do they have? 66%, 16, and so on and so on. Also questions. So we can see. So this question, 4 correct answers, 1 incorrect. So we know that the majority of my students knew. Okay, So question number 3, only 1 correct answer and 5 incorrects. We should just work with this topic, yes, with these questions a little bit more, because I see that there are some mistakes. Okay, well, we just have no time. That's why just one more thing. One more thing. So it's about individual work. So you just you will see everything in presentation. Yeah, it's interactive. You remember. There are also the links to the videos, and maybe the last thing that I want share with you to show. You may imagine how to work in pairs. Yeah, you may know that there are some breakout rooms. Yeah, that we may divide a large group into several small groups. But I know that a lot of teachers say that if I ask you, so what activity is impossible in online class? And they say mingling. Yeah, they say mingling online. No, that's impossible. And I can show you that it's possible. Well, about sounds and animation, yes, you may just switch off the sound. Yeah, you may do it. So not here. Well, and I have this video for you. It's without sound of the students, just techniques. I'll show you how it works. Yeah, what buttons do I press? So, do you see the video? I'll show you not the whole video. It's for 4 minutes, but maybe 2 minutes, and we'll start with this. And quality. Okay. Well, let's start. you see, yes, there were two of students in one room and two of the students in another room. And then I'll just, you'll see. So you see now they changed their places, yeah, and the task was to ask questions to find out which gadgets they can give up while something. So they had a list of these things, and they changed their places and asked the questions. So a kind of mingling, but online. And I see that I have no time, but I have 6 minutes to answer your questions. So.
Thank you very much, Alena. And yes, we have some questions in the chat. For example, some technical one, like, is it a free teacher's account in quizzes?
Yes, it's absolutely free.
Okay, thanks. So maybe now lots of us will use it. How long does usually one group lesson last?
For 60 minutes, usually.
Okay. And how do you change your virtual background? I think this was meant by Anfisa. Is it a special app or something?
It's in Zoom, a function in Zoom, but I can't show you now because you can't see all the windows of Zoom in my computer, but it's there.
Right. Okay, thanks. Okay, guys, so maybe you have some more questions. Please be active. Okay, how to organize work for 6 people in one Miro board? For example, listening lesson for ЕГЭ.
What about listening lesson and or listening in Miro? You can't upload all the audios there, but you may upload the link to Google Drive, and then each of them is listening, and they're just from their computer, or maybe I share my sounds with them and we do it together, and I make pauses where I want to do it.
Okay, how do you keep the system of all the links for your students, especially teens and kids? How do you organize yourself and how do you organize them?
2 links. You mean all the links that we need each lesson, or just some spontaneous links? Some spontaneous links, just I drag and drop them to our chat as I did it with quizzes now. If we need something for a long period of time for each of the lesson, it's just a short video tutorial, as I told you in the first pages. Yeah, for example, we're here and I tell them, so here you have your browser, yeah, and there are some bookmarks. Please, we need a bookmark for Zoom, and we do it together. We need some bookmark for Kami for your copybook, and we just star it there or there somewhere else.
Okay. As for mingling activity that you mentioned, does a teacher have an opportunity to join different pairs and listen to them while they practice?
Yes, I may. So just you saw in the video that I joined the rooms and were listening. I can't do it just simultaneously to be in one room and another room, but I think that in your offline lessons, you also just come to one pair and listen to them. Yeah, then you come to the other pair and you listen to them, just the same as offline.
Okay, good, thank you. And I also have some question from our previous list. So how to compensate the lack of physical attendance? I mean, in group, it's very important. Some people come to offline school not only for English, but to make friends and to chat. So how can you maintain this atmosphere while teaching online?
So all this physical activity is important for kids, yes, because for teenagers it's not so important, and adults can just sit in their chairs for a long time. So the main question is about kids, I suppose. But if we're speaking about kids, we may make some activities. Okay, some uh, well, what do we call them? Just in Russian. So some breaks, yeah, when we can move around, maybe when we can stand up, sit down, and so on. And let's imagine some situation, some example. We're speaking about clothes, yeah, and I see that we have just 20 minutes sitting in our chairs, and they just a little bit tired of it. So I can ask them, so please, Dima, can you just go to your wardrobe and count how many shorts do you have? And they just go and count their wardrobes, and they return and show me them, and so on. For example, we are counting something. I can say to just Anya, can you just go to your window and just look at the street and count how many cars do you see there, and they just run to their windows, just they're counting their cars, and they then return back and tell me how many cars have they seen there. Just some physical activities we may do. Why not?
Fantastic, really. I've never thought about that. Thanks a lot. And Alena, may I just ask you to share the slide with your contacts, because lots of our participants came to our conference to get inspired and to find the community of like-minded teachers. So, and you have a great community, as I know.
So in this presentation, these photos, they are not photos, they are links. So you just press this link and you just go to my VK community, give and get, or you may just find me, just search on VK, just Alena Kikhay. I'm just not the only one, but maybe 3 Alenas there. You may find me. So this page, this link is only for videos. I have 153 videos, and they are about some ideas for online. There are some useful tools, resources, again, video tutorials, so you may also see them. And here is a link to, there are just some hashtags, just the hashtags to find useful information on my community.
Okay, thank you very much. So what are the main takeaways for the participants, from your presentation?
I have three takeaways. So the first is change interactive patterns during the lesson. So I showed you not all of them, but some of them we should change, not to make our students bored. Yeah, so it's online. It's not only sharing your screen and showing your PowerPoint presentation. No, you may run. Yeah, you may watch something together. You may role play something, and so on and so on. Just try to change and not to work just in one pair for the whole lesson. Just maybe 3 or 4 different pairs during the lesson. The next is combine online tools wisely. You may know a lot of tools, but if you don't know what you use for what purposes, yes, sometimes it can be difficult for students to understand what are they doing and why they are doing the use of that, and that's all I think. And the third, but the most important, do not be afraid. Just try. Some teachers are afraid to do it, but after watching some my videos, or maybe not only mine, they just, okay, I'll try. They try and they love it. They love it, and their students love it. Just try. Do not be afraid. Teaching groups, it's cool. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I will applaud you, because it's really, really, really cool. Okay, thank you.